"Happy birthday, loser!" my sister screamed and slammed the entire cake into my face. I couldn't breathe. Frosting filled my nose and mouth. I gasped, stumbled backward, and my face hit the edge of the table, hard. Something cracked in my jaw. The pain was instant and sharp. Everyone laughed. My sister held up her phone, snapping selfies. "Don't be so dramatic, Emma," my mom said. "It's just a joke." I didn't know that joke would land me in the ER, or that the doctor's face would go pale when he saw my x-ray. My name is Emma. I'm 16 years old. I live with my parents and my older sister, Vanessa. She's 19. She's always been the favorite, always. Vanessa is loud, confident, beautiful. She's got over 20,000 followers on Instagram. She's working on becoming a full-time influencer. Everything she does gets praised. Every photo, every post, every little thing. I'm the opposite, quiet, invisible. I do well in school, but no one really notices. I love art and photography, but it's not the kind of thing my parents care about. Not when Vanessa's out there building a brand. I've gotten used to being overlooked. It's been like that my whole life. But lately, things have been different. Worse. Vanessa's pranks used to be harmless, annoying but harmless. Now they hurt, physically. And my parents? They don't see it. Or they don't want to. I wasn't the pretty one, or the popular one. But I had something they didn't see coming. A backbone made of something stronger than their cruelty. If you've ever been the invisible kid in your own family, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. I read every single one, because I know what it feels like to be erased in your own home. The night it all fell apart was supposed to be my birthday. My 16th birthday. But it wasn't really mine. Not in any way that mattered. Vanessa picked the restaurant. I know the vibe better, she'd told our parents, and they'd agreed. Of course they did. She picked the cake too, covered in bright pink frosting with glittery letters that said, "Sweet 16. I hate pink." She knows I hate pink. The guest list? Mostly Vanessa's friends, a few cousins, some extended family who barely knew my name. None of my friends were invited. My parents said the table wasn't big enough. I sat at the end of the table while Vanessa held court at the center. She was in her element, taking photos, posting Instagram stories, laughing loud enough for the whole restaurant to hear. Every few minutes, she'd pull me into a shot. "Smile, Emma, it's your big day!" But it didn't feel like my day. It felt like hers. When they brought out the cake, Vanessa jumped up. "Let me hold it. I want to get the perfect shot." She carried it over, phone in one hand, cake in the other. Everyone gathered around. My mom was filming on her phone too. "Make a wish, birthday girl," Vanessa said, grinning. I leaned forward, took a breath. The candles flickered, and then Vanessa slammed the entire cake into my face. Not a playful smudge, a full, violent shove. The frosting filled my mouth, my nose. I couldn't breathe. I tried to gasp, but choked on chunks of cake. My eyes burned. I couldn't see. Everyone laughed. I heard Vanessa's voice, bright and cheerful. "Smile for the camera, birthday girl!" I tried to pull the frosting off my face, stumbling backward, but my foot caught on a chair leg. I went down. My cheek slammed into the edge of the table on the way. The crack was loud. I tasted blood. The laughter didn't stop. I lay there on the floor, dizzy, my face throbbing. Someone, my aunt maybe, said, "Oh, Vanessa, you're too much." I tried to get up. My mom's voice cut through the noise. "Emma, get up. You're ruining the party." I blinked through the frosting and tears. My dad was shaking his head. "It was just a prank. Don't be so sensitive." Vanessa was still filming. This is going to get so many views. I locked myself in the bathroom. My hands were shaking. I wiped the frosting off as best I could, but my face was already swelling. My jaw ached. My cheekbone felt wrong. There was a knock. My cousin Lisa? She's a nurse. "Emma, open the door." I did. Her face changed the second she saw me. "You need to go to the ER." "I'm fine." "You're not. Look at me. You need an x-ray." My parents didn't want to go. They said I was being dramatic. But Lisa didn't back down. She told them if they didn't take me, she would. So they took me. But they weren't happy about it. The car ride was silent except for my mom's sighs. "You always have to make everything about you," she muttered. I didn't answer. My jaw hurt too much to talk. My phone buzzed. A text from Vanessa. "You're so dramatic, LOL." At the hospital, my parents sat in the waiting room. They didn't look up from their phones when the nurse called my name. I walked back alone. The nurse was kind. She had soft eyes and a gentle voice. She asked me what happened. I fell, I said. She didn't look convinced, but she didn't push. She prepped me for x-rays and told me the doctor would be in soon. While I waited, my phone buzzed again. A notification, Instagram. Vanessa had posted the video. I watched it, frozen. The cake smash, me falling, the laughter, the caption. When your sister can't take a joke, that does birthday. Fail, dar drama queen. It already had over 300 likes, dozens of comments, laughing emojis. People from my school were tagging each other. By tomorrow, everyone would see it. I tried to hold back the tears. I couldn't. The curtain pulled back. A doctor stepped in. Older man, gray hair, calm face. His name tag said, Dr. Raymond. He clipped my x-ray onto the light board and stared at it for a long time. Too long. Emma, he said slowly, have you had facial injuries before? I hesitated. I'm kind of clumsy. Clumsy how? I thought about it. Vanessa accidentally elbowing me in the face last year, tripping me on the stairs, shoving past me in the hallway and slamming me into the wall. Just accidents, I said. Dr. Raymond's jaw tightened. I'll be right back. He left. A few minutes later, I heard voices outside the curtain. My parents had been called back. Is this going to take much longer? My dad said. We have guests waiting at home. Dr. Raymond's voice was calm but firm. I need to speak with you privately. I heard words through the curtain. Previous fractures. Healing pattern. Inconsistent with a single fall. My mom's voice turned sharp. Are you accusing us of something? Our daughter is clumsy, my dad said. This is ridiculous. When they came back into the room, my mom leaned close. Her voice was a whisper, but her eyes were hard. Don't say anything stupid. Do you understand me? I nodded. But what they didn't know was that Dr. Raymond had already made a call. The x-ray didn't just show tonight's injury. It showed a hairline fracture in my cheekbone from months ago. One that never healed, right? It showed an old misalignment in my jaw. It showed a pattern. I didn't even realize how many times I'd been hurt. I thought I was just clumsy. I thought it was my fault. But Dr. Raymond had seen this before. And he's what they call a mandated reporter. I sat there in that hospital bed, thinking I was the problem. But someone finally saw what I couldn't. I thought about my journal, the one I'd kept for the past 2 years. It started as a sketchbook, a place for art ideas and photography notes. But over time, it became something else, a record. Every time Vanessa hurt me, every time my parents ignored it, every bruise I tried to hide, I wrote it down, drew sketches, took photos on my phone. I never thought of it as evidence. I thought it was just my life. Dr. Raymond came back. This time he asked my parents to step out. He sat down across from me. His voice was kind but direct. Emma, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me. Do you feel safe at home? No one had ever asked me that before. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to protect my family. I wanted to make this go away. But I couldn't. I shook my head. Dr. Raymond nodded. I've contacted someone who's going to come talk to you. Her name is Ms. Pruitt. She's a social worker. Panic shot through me. I don't want to get anyone in trouble. You're not getting anyone in trouble, he said gently. You're keeping yourself safe. There's a difference. Ms. Pruitt arrived within the hour. She was in her 40s, calm, with sharp eyes that didn't miss anything. She sat down next to me. Emma, I need you to walk me through what happened tonight and anything that happened before tonight. So I told her everything. Vanessa's pranks that always hurt. My parents always taking her side, being shoved, elbowed, tripped, being told I was too sensitive. The Instagram video, the constant erasure, it poured out of me like I'd been holding it in for years. Because I had. Ms. Pruitt took notes, then she asked, Do you have any record of this? I pulled out my phone, showed her the journal, the digital backup, dates, descriptions, photos of bruises. Her expression hardened. You've been documenting this for 2 years. I nodded. Emma, she said quietly, you just became your own best witness. Outside the room, my parents were getting louder. I could hear them through the door. They wanted to leave. They were demanding to take me home. Dr. Raymond's voice was calm but firm. She's being kept overnight for observation. This is insane, my dad said. We're her parents. And I'm her doctor. She stays. The next morning, they held a meeting in a small conference room at the hospital. It wasn't public. Just a private room with a table and a few chairs. But it felt like the most terrifying place I'd ever been. Ms. Pruitt, Dr. Raymond, me, my parents, and Vanessa. Vanessa walked in, rolling her eyes. "This is so extra," my mom sighed. "Can we just go home now?" Ms. Pruitt set a folder on the table. "We need to talk about what happened last night and what's been happening for the past 2 years." She opened the folder, pulled out printouts, pages from my journal, dates, descriptions, photos of bruises I'd taken just to remember. Vanessa's face went white. "That's private. You can't just—" "It's evidence," Ms. Pruitt said. My dad tried to wave it off. "Kid's roughhouse. Emma's always been fragile." Dr. Raymond stood. He clipped the x-rays onto a light board, pointed to the old fracture, the jaw misalignment, the evidence of repeated trauma. "This isn't roughhousing," he said. "This is a pattern of injury." My mom's voice shook. "Vanessa would never—" "She did," I said. Everyone turned to look at me. My voice was quiet, but it was steady. "She did, and you let her." My mom opened her mouth, but I kept going. "Every time she hurt me, you told me I was overreacting. Every time I tried to tell you, you made me feel like I was the problem." Vanessa's voice cracked. "It was just jokes, Emma. God, you're so—" "You put me in the hospital," I said. "You humiliated me in front of everyone, and then you posted it online for likes." Ms. Pruitt's voice cut through the tension. "Vanessa, you're 19, legally an adult. What you did constitutes assault." Silence. My dad tried again. "We're a good family. This is being blown out of proportion." Ms. Pruitt looked at him. "A good family doesn't ignore a child's pain for 2 years." She laid it all out. The next steps. I'd stay with my Aunt Lisa, the one who'd insisted I go to the ER. She'd already agreed. A restraining order was being filed against Vanessa. The family would be investigated, and if I wanted to press charges, I could. Vanessa started crying. "I didn't mean for this to happen." I looked at her, really looked at her. "Yes, you did," I said. "You just didn't think there'd be consequences." My parents sat frozen, stunned into silence. Ms. Pruitt turned to me. "Emma, what do you want to do?" I took a breath. "I want to leave. I want to be safe. And I don't want to see any of them until they actually care." 2 months later, I'm living with Aunt Lisa. She's kind. She listens. She sees me. I started therapy. It's hard, but it helps. I'm still drawing, still taking photos. But now my art is about healing, about finding myself again. Vanessa's Instagram account got reported after the video. It was suspended. She lost thousands of followers. My parents tried to reach out once. A text, half-hearted. "We're sorry if you felt hurt." I didn't respond. I'm not interested in their guilt. I'm interested in my own peace. I'm back at school. Some kids still whisper. Some still remember the video. But I found a small group of friends who actually see me. Who care? I started a TikTok. I talk about sibling abuse, family trauma, the invisible kids who feel like they don't matter. It's small, but it's growing. I get messages from other kids who feel the same way I did, who thought they were the problem, who needed to hear they weren't alone. I used to think being quiet made me weak, but it turns out I was just waiting for the right moment to speak. For the first time in my life, I'm not scared of my own family. I'm free from them. I looked at my journal one last time before closing it. All those pages, all that pain. That cake smash was supposed to break me. Instead, it was the thing that finally set me free. If you've ever been the invisible one in your family, or if someone's ever hurt you and called it a joke, I see you. Drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. Seriously, I read them all. Your pain isn't dramatic. Your feelings aren't too much. You deserve to be safe. Hit that subscribe button if you want more stories like this, raw, real, and unfiltered. And if you need help, reach out. There are people who will believe you. I promise. I'm Emma, and I'm done being silent.